Juve's Artur is linked with a loan move to Arsenal. Remember, all that money that was spent for him in 2020 with that glorified swap deal with Miralem Pjanic going to Barcelona. We've got Jules back with us and Don as well. Jules, let's talk a little bit about this. Will Arsenal get him?
I think it's possible. Yeah, I think they're talking with Juventus. Juventus need to find a replacement as well, of course, to allow him to go. Not that he plays much with Allegri and in the rotation, but certainly I think they would need another body in their midfield. For Arsenal, they want someone on loan. We mentioned that Xhaka got sent off today, of course, but Partey and Elneny are aware of the African Cup of Nations. Aisling Maitland-Niles, has gone to Roma, so really they're too light in midfield. They need someone even for just a short term, and I think despite his lack of physicality, and that's a big problem I think for Arthur coming into the Premier League and playing for Arsenal, and I think he might struggle on defensive transition and with the rhythm and again the physicality. I think with the ball he ticks a lot of the boxes that Arteta is looking for in terms of the way he moves the ball, how good he is on the ball. The passing is amazing. He can play under pressure, no problem. He can help the team play out from the back. He can play in a pivot, I guess, but also in that sort of left half left space, and be very interesting there with Martinelli and Kieran Tierney. So I can see why they've gone for him, even if the physicality for me is a bit of a problem, but they can work on that, I guess. But I think that they're right to be positive. I think it could definitely happen.
Do you think Artur could do a job there, Don?
Listen, he doesn't feature in Max Allegri's plans for a reason, because he's not fit enough. All right, he's had one or two injuries that sort of knocked him back a little bit, but he's not a player that gets around the pitch too easy. I think when Mikel Arteta's looking at players that play the game the Mikel Arteta way, he certainly fits the bill. He can handle the ball. He's very intelligent. He spots a pass. He can move side to side quickly. He's always available. He's sort of a Jorginho type player. So I think a loan move sort of makes sense. It just depends on the transfer fee. If it's a big one, he might swerve it at the end of the season, but it sort of makes sense to get him in, get him fit, get him playing, and then see what kind of player he is, because he's not featured at all really under Max Allegri, and I don't think he will, because he's got more mobile players like Locatelli and Weston McKennie and Rabiot in there.
Yeah, by the way, this is a Gab and Jules show inspired quick hits segment. So next we've got Luca Digne signing for Aston Villa, becoming their second big signing of the January transfer window after Philippe Coutinho. Jules, is this good business for both the player and Villa?
I think so. I mean, you can think that it's a bit harsh, and certainly I do on Matt Targett, who's been very good at Villa, who's a very good left back. But clearly, Steven Gerrard, who is very convincing on the phone to Luca Digne to convince him to join. He had many other offers, but he really was sold on the project by Gerrard, and Gerrard thinks that is an upgrade to Targett, which I think is fair to say as well. He's a French international. He's played in top clubs like PSG and Barcelona through his career. So I think you're getting a really, really good player who didn't want to be at Everton anymore, who didn't get on with Rafa Benitez. They fell out quite a long time ago. So he wanted to leave, and he really believes that Villa and Gerrard and the squad that they're building now, they already have, and what they're building can achieve great things. So I like that kind of ambition. He could have gone, like I said, to a bigger club already, but he certainly felt that the Gerrard project really inspired him.
Don, what is going on at your former club Everton behind the scenes?
It's awful, isn't it? It's an absolute mess. And I think he's part and shot when he said, look at Dean, when he criticised the manager, I'm pretty sure it was about Rafa Benitez. But on Stevie G's point of view, I mean, I can imagine him picking up the phone to Luca Digne and saying, right, I'm going to buy you, I'm going to play you at left back, and just in front of you on that left-hand side, I'm going to play Coutinho. Luca Digne would have been like that, yes, I'll have some of this, because he should have been in Everton's plans. He should be in Everton's first team. Terrific player. And that just goes to show what's happening behind the scenes at Everton. It's a bit of a mess. And they've got a huge game this weekend. They've got Norwich. And I can't help but feel if Rafa Benitez and Everton don't beat Norwich, that could be him done.
All right, one more for you. We're going to talk about Chris Wood going from Burnley to Newcastle. Newcastle obviously already have Kieran Trippier. Now Chris Wood coming in. One of only 9 Premier League players to score double figures in the last 4 seasons, and Newcastle definitely need some goals right now. So, your former club, Xhaka, a necessary deal here?
Yeah, without question. Listen, And just kind of given the euphoria that followed Newcastle after the takeover and the names that were linked, none of which I thought were realistic. I think this is where Newcastle are, in desperate need of goals, in desperate need of someone who knows the league, who understands relegation battles as well. And I think Chris Wood is that player. I think this is a good signing for Newcastle, where Newcastle are right now, and their issues in trying to stay up. So maybe some of those big names will become a reality at some point in the not too distant future. But as of right now, this is a need that Chris Wood fills.
What you said as well, just understanding relegation battles, that's got to be key, hasn't it, Don?
Yeah, he's better than Benzema, he's better than Mbappe. We've got him in,
But I've already told you to get out once this week. I've already told you to get out once this week. Be careful.
It's genius from Eddie Howe. It's genius. We've weakened Burnley. And guess who Newcastle play on the last day of the season? Burnley. So Sean Dyche is going to be absolutely fuming. Yes, his goal tally this season is not great on 3, but you look what he does. And he gets, over 10 a season, close to 15. If he gets anywhere near that this season, I think it's a brilliant move. It's a bit of a masterstroke. When you look back at their FA Cup game against Cambridge, they put 35 crosses in from that right-hand side and left-hand side. He's perfect. Kieran Trippier will be whipping balls in, St Maximan, Chris Wood. When Callum Wilson's fit, he can play the pair. So I think it's a very clever move because, as I said, it weakens Burnley and Sean Dyche will be fuming over this move.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.